Welcome to Dolly Talk. This is Dolly and Junior. Ooh, he's not happy. Good boy. Oh, how is everybody doing? Attica. Yes, by Franz. Oh, half Irish, aren't you sweet? I forgot it was my birthday, actually, until somebody in Discord, apparently there was an alert I forgot about. So that helped me remember. Oh, thank you, by Franz. It's very nice of you. Yeah, my day's gone pretty well. Don't really do anything for it, but it's another year. I'm sober now, so doing pretty good. Oh, hey, Kay, how are you? Yes, Mafka, I am alive. Um, so I was going to do Judge Simpson today. I am working on. Okay, and Erica is here. Thank you. You guys are sweet. I'm working because I do the Judge Fleischer in the morning. Smart ass. I was thinking of setting up like something else after court related. I was thinking doing Judge Simpson. No. I need to check to see. I am still trying to contact for the Buster stream. I contacted the media or the news outlet that recorded it. Maybe I can get it. We'll see. But I was thinking of doing like Judge Simpson. So I want to do like a test today. And I would like remove all the breaks and everything. It's a little work, but not too bad. But Judge Simpson likes to take it down immediately. So I need to find a way to. Usually he doesn't take it down right away, so I can get him in time. But sometimes I can't. So I'm still fine tuning things on the back end. That being said, it was a change of plans. We're now doing Judge Jeffrey Middleton in Michigan. We've done him before. And we got a couple things today. I believe small claims, but we're going to start with landlord-tenant matters. Yes, we got the lovely Meg. And we know how much she loves to be in his court.
We have a landlord-tenant docket. We usually start at 1:15, but 3 cases between 1:15 and 1:25 were dismissed, I believe, upon payment. This is income tax season. People are getting their rent paid with their tax refunds. So we have a 125 and a 135 that looks like it's also dismissed. Then we have some civil motions at 145 and 2 potentially difficult small claims cases at 3. I understand the world's most boringest live stream was even more boring when I left it on.
He is 70. 70 years old. He looks pretty good for 70, actually. If you're on Linux, I can give you the script I use to run archive, live, YouTube broadcast, and get auto-deleted. Can you DM it to me, Mavka? I'm on Windows, but I do have a script I use to get some court TV stuff, and I think it might be the similar plugins, so that might work for me. Thank you. Hey, David.
For a half an hour or so after we finished the morning sentence, but we stopped it, restarted it, and within a few minutes, our afternoon cases should be logging in. As I said, we may only have 1.
Aw. Meg's just watching this, waiting to log in.
Thank you, Paul.
No. There was vomit the other day, but that's it.
Hello, Scotland
Aw.
and North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Scotland doesn't have a team in the Sweet 16. Florida does.
Suffa, Scotland. Suffa. Well, this is just riveting, Judge. I'm going to go ahead and
Frank,
skip
it's
forward.
quite cold back in my office. The residual.
Anything here?
You hear me? I can hear you, but
Can.
okay, well, you're doing all right.
Right there. Can you see me now?
There
I
you
can
go.
see me.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
How do I look?
You look pretty well, actually blurry. I don't have any glasses on.
Well, that's how I look, pretty blurry much of the time. Mr. John Bush is here on behalf of the plaintiffs in this case. They are Jeremy and Amanda Bailey. And you are Kim Six.
I
The
am.
file number here is 25410. Your landlord has filed a claim to demand payment or possession of these premises on North Street in Sturgis. And you are a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, and you have certain rights as such a person. You're a defendant in a landlord-tenant case. You have a right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you may request assistance from legal aid or seek other legal counsel. There is no court-appointed counsel for civil cases.
All right.
You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. And the Supreme Court says I have to tell you that, but it's never been an issue, not even one time. It's always held here where the property is. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must tell me at this first court appearance or file a written demand in writing within 5 days and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives it for your inability to pay. Your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent. You may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, a coordinated entry agency, a housing assessment and resource agency, that is Neighborhoods, Inc. Mr. Bush, Ms. Six has provided us a photograph of an application. She is apparently applying for assistance through Neighborhoods, Inc. You do not need a judgment against you to receive help from the places listed above. A copy of the summons and complaint from your case are sufficient. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation, community dispute resolution. If both parties are interested, the court can help set that up. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case would get dismissed, in which case Mr. Bush or the court would help in filing what's called a conditional order of dismissal. Mr. Bush has provided me and you, I think, with a judgment information sheet that says your rent is $600 per month and it hasn't been paid since November. So there's $600 for December, January, February, and March. Through March, the rent is $2,400. Do you agree with that?
It's 1,800 through March. Come April 1st, it'll be 2,400.
Well, he says, let's take a look. He says it also includes December. December, January, February, March. That's 4 months.
Oh,
Where
you
it
know,
was last paid
you're right.
through November. Yeah, at the time of the complaint back in February, it was $1,800. Now there's another month, which is March. There's
Correct.
also $187 in court costs, $187.50.
Come on,
That's
Judge.
a filing fee, a service fee, and attorney fee. So the total due through March is $2,587 $150. Now,
Yep.
you provided me a picture, which is hard to
Whoa, a picture, huh, Judge?
see, but apparently you have been in contact with Neighborhoods, Inc. Miss Six, let me unmute your mic.
Judge, he's trying to make a
Can you hear
living.
me?
Yeah, your mic was on mute. Have you been in contact with Neighborhoods, Inc.?
Yes, I have.
She's trying to make that
Have you
rent
filled
money.
out the application?
I did with, yeah, her just, what, Friday? Friday. And I've been through DHS and they were supposed to call me today. They haven't. And I'm gonna go over there right now, actually.
All right. Well, let's take a look. The law says you're entitled to one adjournment of at least 12 days.
Yay!
I mean, 7 days. However, if you can show you've asked for assistance, you may be entitled to a 14-day adjournment. Did you lose your job or something?
No, actually, I was furloughed for COVID. All right, I'd worked for Lund for 20 years and I got furloughed. My mom got sick. I decided to stay and help her. And then while that was going on, started getting weird cramps in the bottom of my left leg. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, and it just has progressed to worse. Now I can
Wow.
barely even walk or stand. I don't know what's going
Well,
on.
so you said you worked at Lund for 20 years? All right. Well, let's say that Neighborhood Inc. pays your rent. Will you be able to pay the next month's rent after that?
I filed disability, and then my iPhone got stolen, and I could not get back into that account, so I had to redo it. Because everything's
Well, that can
tied.
take a long time.
Yeah,
Let's
I
take
know.
a look at our calendar here. Well, it would be good, obviously, if they would pay your rent. Now, the problem is we're close to we're the cusp of April's rent. Today is the 24th. Next Monday is the 31st. John, I would propose to continue this to Friday, April 4th. That will get us into Fridays. It will get us into April's rental period. So maybe she could request an additional 600 for April.
Could you hold on a moment while I verify that, Your Honor?
Yes,
What
that would be
time
in the afternoon, 1:30.
Meg is just thrilled to be there.
Jackie, can you come in?
Are you there?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm here.
Did you just say something? I'm sorry. I'm trying to write some things
Well,
down.
Mr. Bush is trying to confirm the date. I am proposing to continue this until Friday, April 4th at 1:30. That will give you
Wanna go to
additional
April
time with
4th. Neighborhood
Neighborhood Inc. to process your application. And it will
Right.
also take us into the April rental period, which could include another $600. Hopefully, now, one of the problems, as you're about to learn, they don't have very much money. Hopefully they can help you, but the only thing that will actually cure this is paying the entire amount of the rent. Mr. Bush, does that date work for you?
If you,
No.
I have physical therapy at 1 o'clock on April 4th.
Okay,
But that only lasts about an hour and it's in the same building my office is in.
all right, well, let's push it back. How about 2:30?
Oh, that would be fine, Your Honor. I can make that easy by
All
Zoom.
right,
Tentatively, I'm gonna say yes, but I can't find my calendar because, like I said, I haven't had this phone for very long. A friend of mine actually gave me a card for it. And I can't find the calendar. I have a doctor's appointment, I do believe, sometime, but I can't remember when. I'll just move.
all right. Is it at 2:30 on April 4th?
I don't know. I can't find my calendar. I always sync to this phone and I can't find where the calendar is. I'm sorry.
All right, well, I'm gonna set it for that time and date. Hopefully you can be there. I am concerned about your ability to pay your continuing rent. When you apply for disability, they don't just give you a check mark and
They don't?
send you a bunch of money. It's very cumbersome process. And they often deny the people the first time. And it can take a year or more to get your disability.
Meg
So
knows
we'll
about
see.
denying you.
But by that time, you'll owe 5 months of
Looks like a year.
rent.
Oh, I got her number.
All right, somebody's on a telephone number, it's speaking on the record. Who is on the phone with the number 9701?
Sorry, Judge. I was trying to call Meg.
Mr. Hayes
All right, Mr. Hayes, stay where you are.
Rebecca Daniels.
and Rebecca Daniels is here too, Your Honor.
All right.
David.
Okay. Ms. Six, we're continuing this until April 4th. Share that information with Neighborhoods, Inc. And hopefully they can pay your rent so you can stay there through April. But if not, you may want to consider what your options are as to moving in with someone else. If they get what they asked for on April 6th, I will tell you that you owe $3,187.50, excuse me, by April 4th. 10 days from that would be April 14th. So you would have until April 14th to pay $3,187. If not, the sheriff could come put you out with an eviction.
All right.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you for being clear and clarifying the story.
All right. If it does conflict with your doctor's appointment, please call the court as soon as possible, okay? All right. You're good to go. Thank you.
Judge.
Thank
Do you know Meg? How could she
All right,
afford that
The
car?
next matter is Joseph Hayes versus Rebecca Daniels. They are both here. Mr. Hayes never paid to have process served, and it never was served. I was told
I
that
blame
he was
Meg.
going to move to dismiss this matter. Is that correct?
I was going to, Your Honor. I was trying to give her a chance to get help and make things right at home, but that never happened. So I'm continuing with it, and I made a decision to.
Well, I'm dismissing the
Go.
case. You never paid for service of process. If you're going to do this, you're going to do it right. You can't say, well, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You don't have a lease. You never paid the process server. So the case is dismissed. If you're going to do it, you need to do it right. Ms. Daniels, he apparently wants you to move. So if I were you, I would look for a place to move to. But you never paid the process server for service.
He's in.
He's excellent. He and his wife do our process serving, and he does a wonderful job for me.
Would that be why I never got a notification of this court date?
Correct.
You got
You've
the
never
paper.
been served with
Make
this
it
lawsuit.
spark.
No,
There.
I haven't.
Well, she got the paperwork that I filled out.
That was for like 2 months ago.
That's
Yeah,
I did not know about this date
you did too.
because you told me we had a.
I'm not fighting with you. I'm not fighting with you.
All right, all right. If you're gonna do it, you need to do it right. Miss Daniels, if I were you, I would suggest moving. He's gonna start over
I have
again,
not
but he's
left because I have nowhere to move.
Yes, so he
And
doesn't have
he has
to
not
keep you
done
there.
what he is supposed to be doing either.
He doesn't have to do anything. He owns the property. You're a tenant at Suffrage. You don't have a lease. You don't pay any rent. He wants you to move. And I understand people would move if they had somewhere to go to. So you're in what he calls a toxic relationship and you're stuck with
tell me
each
about
other.
it.
And one day he wants to kick you out and then the other day he doesn't. And I'm not.
Wait, is this landlord tenant matters or streaming Co-host matters. Boy, I feel like he's describing my relationship with Hella.
Gonna get manipulated like that. Mr. Hayes, if you want to start over and pay for proper service, we can do it. But you haven't done it. So the point of fact, this lawsuit has never been served on it.
I understand.
That's what Meg thinks of
Is
you.
this the
Oh,
property in
fuck.
Constantine you were waiting to move to all those years?
Yes.
Well,
My
you
grandparents'
finally got
house.
you finally got to move there. So you don't
Yeah.
have the property on Michigan Avenue anymore?
Yeah, that I still have that too.
Okay. Well, Ms. Daniels, he doesn't have the lawful authority to just put your stuff out. He has to go through this process. But by the same token, if he does the steps right, you'll be compelled to move. He doesn't have to provide you with a place to live, but right now he hasn't taken the lawful steps to remove you. So you can start over.
Do I gotta pay the court fee again, or just pay Bruce to serve?
I will allow the court fee to stand.
Okay, so just pay Bruce the money if I need to.
You come in and talk to the clerk and start this over again, but he will have
Okay.
to pay process serving fee.
All right, yeah, Bruce. All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Look, Meg, if I ever have you on for an interview, I mean no criticism. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. But she is the biggest resting bitch face I've ever seen on a woman. Love you, Meg, but I'm just saying. You always look like there's something wrong.
All right, so that's an odd one. It must be
Interesting
very
frown
sunny in
face.
Kalamazoo because you've got that springtime tan glow about you, but I understand you had a nice trip. I wasn't sure whether you're going to be back today or not. We had about 5 cases set, and 4 of the 5 paid rent. And so we had this boyfriend-girlfriend situation
I'm sure the fact that they just got their refunds had nothing to do with it.
where she never was actually served. And then one case with Mr. Bush. So that was it. The docket has been quite light, and we were joking, and John said the same thing. It's income tax refund time. I think there's another phenomenon. I think people are getting used to the fact that there is no emergency housing assistance anywhere, and they're either moving or paying. So I don't know if you're seeing this in your other jurisdictions, but our numbers are down right now.
I was actually just thinking that our numbers have been a little high in Kalamazoo for this time of year. And interestingly, I think there was a plaintiff on the docket this morning that was quite surprised that the maximum assistance her tenant qualified for was like $700. She was seeking amount to retain in 5 figures. But I do agree
Yeah,
with you.
that's not gonna help anybody.
Oh, she
Yeah.
smiled.
Amount to no assistance at all.
But I think you're probably right that word has finally mostly gotten out there that assistance is pretty limited. And I had actually intended to be back last week, but our flight got canceled, so things got pretty jumbled around. But even though there were only 2 cases on the docket today, I thought it was worth
All right, well, thanks. We have a docket Friday, which isn't too bad either. And so we'll get through April, and what I'm hoping is everybody's got money to pay their rent. But I think we're in a lull before the storm comes back. All right, well, you have a good week. I'll see you Friday. Hope you had a good trip. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I did, and you have a good week too. See you soon.
All right, thanks.
Okay, let's go to small claims court.
Gonna go ahead and get started. These out.
Wrong, sir.
All right. Either party has the right to dismiss cases. In this case, The claim is for $5,977, under the $7,000 limit. This is either a 2006 or 2008 Pontiac with 277,000 miles on it. I
That's
doubt.
wrong, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. Tell me why you believe Mr. Bent owes you
Well,
$5,977.
on December 2nd of 2024, I brought my car into a motor car specialist to have a thermostat changed, and my window rolled up. Probably his grandson was the one that was doing the job. So let's jump forward to when I started having trouble with the vehicle. On 1/14 of 2025, I was in my driveway. When I started the car, white smoke started pouring out of the tailpipes and shaking. So I called Dan and he said it was a blown head gasket and quoted me $17.50 to fix it. On 1/18, went to pay half of the job, and Dan told me his shop only used green antifreeze. My car requires orange. Now here is where the trouble stemmed from. Green antifreeze was put in my vehicle when had thermostat installed. I insisted he use orange. That's when he told me how orange gunks up. It says right on where the antifreeze goes, Dexcool. Mixing the two will cause all kinds of engine problems, including a blown head gasket and other gaskets throughout the vehicle. So I didn't know that on December 2nd. I took my Pontiac to motor car specialist to get my window rolled up. Oh, this is another. I asked who that was, and it was told it was Dan Bent's grandson. Thought nothing of it. And I really wanted to know if his grandson was even licensed to work on my vehicle.
I don't know if you need a license to put antifreeze in somebody's
Well, he
car.
changed
Oh, they need to call Mark Jensen as an expert witness.
the thermostat.
Or that, but if he's working under a mechanic, I guess we'll see as we go further. All right, tell me.
Oh,
what
geez,
Mr.
Hella.
Bent's
Oh, thank you. Hella gifted $10 Talk memberships. Wow, that was so nice of you. You're the best. Even when I was mean to you earlier. Thank you so much. You the best co-host.
says, does this car, it was either one place at 2008, one place at 2007, with 277,000 miles on it,
It's 227.
227
And
miles.
before I brought that car in, the car was running.
Oh, happy birthday, you ass. Thank you, Hella. Thank you, Hella. That was very nice.
Like a good car. I have a bunch of receipts showing that, the car has been very well taken care of. It's been serviced when it needed to be. So on, let's see, on,
Well, let me skip ahead here.
okay,
So it's your contention that somehow he mixed green and orange antifreeze and caused your car to fail.
yes, he even,
So you're asking for $88 back from thermostat, $100 for repairing hose, $79.77 for diagnosis, refund from bad head, $1,750.
Phrasing, sir.
$3,959 for a used engine, for a total of $5,977.
Sir. What?
From bad head, $79.77 for diagnosis, refund from bad head, $1,750, $3,959 for a used engine, for a total of $5,977.25. Is that how you got the number that you got?
yes, and then I didn't include filing fee.
Yeah, we'll deal with that separately.
All right.
So what's $88 back from thermostat?
Well, Your Honor, when I first filed these papers, I was a little emotional. I feel like the job that I paid for was not done properly. I do have pictures of,
All right, well, I didn't ask you that.
okay, I'm sorry.
You're asking for $6,000 for this 2006 car with 227,000 miles on it. I doubt the car is worth this much, but you threw these numbers to the wall and hoped they would stick. So let's see if we can figure out what they are. $88 back from thermostat. What is that?
That's when the whole problem started with the car. I believe he mixed my coolants.
Okay, I understand that, but why do you want $88 back from the thermostat?
Like I said, Your Honor, I was a little emotional when I did file these papers. I was highly upset that my car came back the way it did. I've
All right.
taken very good care of this car.
All right, now, so those don't make sense. He put a new thermostat in there, which you paid $88 for.
Mhm.
Did you pay him for it?
Oh, yeah, here's my receipt
All
right
right, and
here.
then you paid $100 for replacing the hose that got damaged
Yes.
and $79.77 for his diagnosis.
Well, I went to a mechanic in Marcellus and had a diagnosis put on the vehicle.
All right, and that's in there. All right, and then you want $1,750 refund from bad head.
That gasket job.
Did you pay him
I did.
$1,750?
Yes, I did.
All right, and then you want a whole new engine.
Well, actually, sir, it's a used motor.
All right, so you're asking for $3,959.25 for an engine. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, let's skip ahead. You went to Marcellus. And there's another report in here from another shop. See if I can get to that.
What is this, 60 minutes?
And that was, oh, that's Dan's bill. Chapter 2 Customs in Marcellus. Invoice amount $79.77. That's for inspection. So they did a diagnostic smoke test, issues found a vehicle, EGR tube not bolted on correctly, injectors not set in holes. Smoke test shows smoking count of the valve cover and dipstick. Mixed green coolant with the Dex Cool and made mud. Intake bolts loose. Bracket missing from brake side of engine cover. Can't fully know what is broken or not right inside the engine since the head gasket service. Everything on the outside could mean that something on the inside is not correct, not telling unless you tear down and look inside. So he did sort of an analysis and didn't charge you very much for it. So that was this guy. Who is the person at Chapter 2 Customs?
His name is Adam. He's the owner. I'm sorry, I don't have that information right now. But he did all three of the estimates for me.
So now I can't tell what he did, whether he took the antifreeze out.
He didn't touch anything, sir,
All right.
because he just left it. He left the bolts the way they were. He's left everything. I asked him what it would cost me to flush the motor, and he told me a couple $100.
All right, buddy. So you're the one that told him that it mixed red and,
No, he's seen it. You know, I even have pictures.
all right. So he did look at the coolant.
Oh, yes.
Some older cars, GM cars, use this Dex Cool. It's orange. And they don't recommend that you mix that with other types of coolant. Mr. Vent provided some pictures here, what he did. All right, so you want the money back for your thermostat, the money back for your hose, the money back for the head gasket replacement, and a brand new or a new used engine to install in your car. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Do you ever have a blue book valuation on what your car is worth?
No.
All right, Mr. Bent, her case, take a minute here. I think I might have the other guy in the waiting room. Mr. Ward, just have a seat. We're doing another case and you can watch it and then we'll come to yours in a minute.
Okay.
I'll turn your, well, all right, I'll mute your camera or your phone. Oops.
Yeah. Okay, so the judge boomered it. Great going, Judge. Wow. Because yeah, I go back,
Want a whole
he's
new engine?
talking, go forward. No. God damn it, Judge.
Bone.
I would have taken care of it too.
All right. Sorry about that. Bunch of silence. All right. That must have been really boring to watch all this without being hear what being said. Has to do with the plaintiff's allegation that the mechanic mixed two kinds of coolant, making a congealed mess of her coolant and ruining her engine. She had 227,000 miles on it. All right, so Mr. Bent, you had a chance to look at the pictures. And once she left, did you ever see the car again?
She brought it back over. That's when we found out that this tube here had a crack in it. And I told her that before I went any further to figure out if there was anything going on, we needed to fix that. She says, well, I don't have the gas money to keep running back and forth over here. So I says, well, give me a couple days so I can get a tube, one of these hoses, and then we'll go from there.
Well, she just lives on Douglas Street.
You never called
Exactly,
me.
exactly.
He never called me.
Okay.
How am I supposed to know that he's got the stuff?
She was supposed to call me in like 2 or 3 days.
All right, so,
What?
Anyways,
I did
all
call
right,
him.
stop. Only one person can talk at a time.
anyways, I never received a call from her and I forgot about it. I did. Anyways, if she would have came back, I would have taken care of any complaints because I've always taken care of customers. I always have, even if it's like what they call a gray area where, you know, I really don't think there was anything I did to do with it, but I went ahead and take care of it
All right,
because. this
so you
hose
never
right-
worked on the car again. You ordered a part.
Yeah.
And then,
The part come in about 3 days later.
and then you didn't call her and she didn't call you and she never
No.
came back.
Well,
All
I
right,
did call him on the 31st. It talked about the,
stop. I'll give you a chance to speak. We're not
I
around the kitchen
apologize.
table. We are in an actual courtroom. And this is a lesson for our next two people when they come up. All right, so the bottom line is, once you did the head gasket and the coil and she left with the car, you never serviced it again after that.
No, she was supposed to bring it back and she didn't. And then I get the papers in the mail and I'm like going, well, gee, she didn't have the money, you know, to bring it over. But yeah, she went out to AutoZone, paid $90 for a hose I got for $30 or $40. And then took it over to Marcellus, drove it to Marcellus. I'm like, why didn't you take it to a local, somebody local in Three Rivers instead of clear over to Marcellus? Kind of odd, you know?
Well, I don't know, but I don't know that he replaced it.
Okay, we got Sling Blade out over there on the bottom.
I don't think he did. Who replaced that piece of hose?
I did at the AutoZone.
Okay.
That's where I met this gentleman. He come out and he looked at my car. And that's when he told me he found all that stuff wrong. And that's.
Oh, so this guy from Marcellus just happened to be at AutoZone?
He just happened to be at AutoZone.
All right, did you drive it over to Marcellus or did you give this assessment right then?
I did take it to Marcellus.
So the guy at AutoZone told you you had issues with your car.
Because he noticed all this little stuff just by looking at it for 5 minutes. You know, I was gonna just drop all this until it just, I mean, here's an O-ring that was sitting on the motor.
So you're just crazy in a retard
mean,
kind of way then, huh?
It's just a shoddy job all around. You know, I want to know what the blue goop is.
What's the status of the car right now?
It's out there and it jerks, it runs like crap. It's still, you still have exhaust fumes coming in. I mean, when you're stopped at the stop sign, it just wants to chug. It's not running. It was way better before I even brought it to Dan. And I was the one that told him it needed a coil because I had taken a, I don't know, one of those diagnostics that AutoZone give you.
So some of those things, I don't know what, I'm no mechanic. Has the car been overheating?
No, the car is never overheated.
All right, what you're repairing was the cooling system originally. Well, you had to take stuff out of the cooling system to do the head gasket job. Now the car runs, but would the cooling system affect the way the car runs?
No, not really, no. No.
She said stuff is
If she
coming out
could-
of the exhaust.
Yeah, if she could bring it back to me, I could take care of these things. There's not much wrong with it, really. And as far as the O-ring, that's one of the old O-rings from one of the injectors that I replaced, put new O-rings on. And as far as the cover, there's a bracket that goes on the very back side of the exhaust manifold that helps hold that up. That was not there to begin with. That's why it's not there now.
Oh my.
You can't put something back on that wasn't there to begin with, unless I go out to the boneyard and try and find a 3.8 with this special bracket. And as far as the smoke coming out of the, when you take the valve oil cap off, that's gonna happen when you run a smoke machine through the intake system. And if there's any intake valves open, it's gonna come up and it's gonna go through the entire engine.
Miss Longacre,
Mhm.
are you willing to allow him to try to rectify these problems?
I would be, but, you know, there's this issue about this blue goop between the head.
Well, those are things he could look at.
I really don't think that the head gasket was changed at all. It leads me to believe that. You know,
Well,
I have head bolts that aren't down. I have head bolts. You heard the guy say, I mean, I would never bring in something that wasn't true in here under oath.
well, I believe you believe what you're saying. I don't know whether it's accurate or not. You're not a mechanic. He's under oath, you're under oath. You're calling him just a stone liar that he never replaced your head gasket at
Yeah.
all. He also testified under oath, he replaced it with the same kind of coolant. And you have the burden of proof, and you filed a claim in anger where you want him to buy you an entire new engine, new to your car, for $3,500. A, he contends he didn't do anything wrong. B, this engine's got $227,000 on it, and your car isn't worth $6,000.
Miles.
If this was an insurance claim, no insurance company would pay this. They would they'd total your car and give you what the value of the car was. And I don't know what the value of a Pontiac, what is it, a G6?
Yes.
With 227,000 miles on it is. All right, so here's your options. We can adjourn this a couple of weeks, and you can allow him to try to rectify the things that you say are wrong. Or I can make a ruling here today.
How can I know that that blue goop is, not part of the head gasket?
I don't know the answer to that.
Ain't got no blue
Yeah,
goop
there's
in
blue
it.
goop, and why is there the goop? You know, blue goop is used to seal stuff in between. I
All right,
have a
we're
little
getting
knowledge.
in the weeds here.
I have a little knowledge of cars.
All right.
Yeah, just
sometimes a
enough
little
to make you
knowledge is a
dangerous,
dangerous
sweetie.
thing. All right, Mr. Bent, are you willing to try to rectify these problems?
Yeah, sure.
All right, what's
I
your
wouldn't.
choice, Ms. Longacre?
Anything to get my car running the way it was before I brought it to them. I would like the coolants flushed because it is thick in there. They never flushed the system out when they did the new head gasket. They never changed the oil. They never changed the spark plugs. All that should be.
How do you
Well,
know?
didn't ask him for that.
It should have been done.
Well, that's a charge for that. You didn't, I'm about to give you 0. So you can either adjourn this for a couple weeks and let him try to fix it,
We'll adjourn,
or
sir.
you can get 0 because you haven't met your burden of proof. So we'll allow him to try to rectify it and then see if we can get somewhere. That's unreasonable. He should have changed your spark plugs. He should have changed your oil. You didn't hire him to do that. He comes to your house and picks you up. He gets a part to fix what was fixed. This is an old car. He put the starter on it. He didn't charge you for it. And you're still driving it. And it's got quote unquote blue goop. I'm not sure what that means. All right, today is March
It's a technical term.
24th. I'm gonna continue this to April 7th. To allow Mr. Bent to try to rectify the things that you are unhappy with. And you're willing to do that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through and flush the antifreeze.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna state that right off the bat, because I've already done what she wanted.
Well, there are other issues, she says, maybe you could
Yes.
put a diagnostic tool on it and see what's what.
Yeah.
For
I
example,
don't have a problem with that, okay?
if it's only firing on, well, I don't know, we'll see. She's not happy with it. She wants it, it wasn't running good when she brought it in. She wants it back to the condition before the head gasket changed. It was only running on 4 or 5 cylinders at that point. All right, we're gonna continue this to April 7th at 3 o'clock. When can she bring it in?
This week here, I'm pretty busy.
Well, there's not a lot of time between now and
Yeah.
April 7th.
Yeah, I'd probably put it down for like next Monday. If you
All
bring
right,
it
can
in.
you deliver the car next Monday?
Yes.
If I get time in between, then I'll give her a call so we can get it in earlier if somebody cancels or something else changes.
All right, we'll revisit this on April 7th at 3 o'clock. See where we're doing. If anybody has anything else they want me to look at, file it with me before that time. All right, you're all good to go.
All right.
The hell? Get the car towed into the courtroom. Should do a jury view of the
All
car.
right, we're ready for our next case, which is Justin Ward versus Curtis Bone. Mr. Bone, would you have a seat over here?
It's a nice last name. Bone.
Mr. Ward, can you hear me?
I can.
I had my microphone muted, so they didn't hear most of what was going on there. When I tried to mute the other one, I muted my own.
I can hear you.
All right, Mr. Ward, Mr. Bone has already heard this, but I'm going to tell you this. You've made a claim here in small claims court. The rules are different in small claims court. You got to watch a little bit of the case ahead of yours. There were some
Okay.
difficulties with there. In small claims court, the claim is limited to $7,000 as a claim or counterclaim. Neither party has a right to have an attorney in a small claims case. There's no appeal from a small claims case. Any decision made here is final. Either party has a right to remove the matter to the general division of the court, but you have to tell me before we start. Once we begin here, there is no appeal. You understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. Again, I got some stuff like just before we were going to start. So let me see if I can figure this out, which I'm having trouble right now. Both of you, please raise your right hand. Mr. Ward, do you swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, I do.
I do.
Mr. Ward, I can only see the top half of your face.
I think I
You
saw a
tilt the camera
rabbit.
down a little bit. There, that's better.
Yeah, that's
All
not
right,
better, Judge.
This is a claim for, let me get my notes over here. $2,500 for a trailer. Mr. Bone has countersued for $1,024.69. Mr. Ward, you contend this trailer was $2,500, although I had really trouble reading your writing and understanding what you were saying. I thought he paid $200. So what he still owed was $2,300. He claims that the sale price was $900 and that he owes you some money
You're
for
back.
things that aren't even related to this. So why do you believe he owes you? Well, how much do you believe he owes you?
Well, the agreement was he lied about the agreement. It was not no 900 because I got a tablet right here where everything written down. What you got in front of you is what I asked for the trailer. The 900, I don't even know where it came from.
All right, well, tell me about this trailer.
Okay, I took my trailer over there because I had something on it, and he wanted to buy it, and I told him I didn't want to sell it.
All right, well, what
And
is it?
It's a cargo trailer,
All right, how long is it?
14 foot.
I think I have a picture of it, which I just got. It's a wood floor, steel sided caravan cargo trailer. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you had a registered plate for that trailer, correct?
Correct. And it's still in my name at the license bureau. I've got proof of that, and you also got
All right.
proof of it.
Okay, how much did you pay for it?
I paid almost $3,000 for that trailer. This is before I even came back to Morgan Olson.
All right, so at some point, he wanted to buy it. What was the sale price?
The sale price was not 900. I told him $2,000 for the trailer itself because I had to
All right,
put.
so the sale price was $2,000?
Yeah.
All right, did he give you any money?
No, I never got no
I
money at
thought
all.
somewhere it said he gave you $200.
He gave me 200, and after that he stopped paying me.
All right, so the sale price was 2,000 and he paid 200.
Yeah,
So that leaves 1,800.
correct.
And this was way back in June of 2022.
Yeah,
Why are you suing now, 3 years later?
because I've been renting a trailer because he won't give me mine back.
All right, so he has the trailer, but you never gave him the title to the trailer, is that correct?
They told me at the license bureau, we don't need a trailer over 2,500 pounds. That's what I was told.
But the plate is still in your name as far as you know?
Yes, it is. The license bureau even told me that. The title, the registration is all still in my name.
All right, now, was there any sort of a written agreement or a contract where you said, I will sell you this trailer for $2,000?
No, there was no written agreement or signed agreement at all.
All right, so it's your word versus his word as to how much the price was.
Correct.
Well, in your pleadings, you told me it's $2,500. And today you tell me it was $2,000. First, you said he didn't pay anything, and then you said he paid $200. So what you told me here is different than what you put down. Although I think you're both in agreement, there was no written agreement for the trailer.
No, there was no written agreement at all. And I should have wrote something up.
Yeah, I mean, that's not very good practice. Some of this is your own fault. If you're selling something with a title on it.
Well, he lied to me. He lied to me too. I never should
All
have
right, well,
trusted
you
him.
would get some sort of agreement or receipt or something. All right,
Right.
Mr. Bone, you've got a completely different version of this, and you're countersuing him for stuff that doesn't have anything to do with this. I do not owe the plaintiff anything. We agreed on 900 for the trailer due to Mr. Ward owing me money and him buying another trailer from me. Pictures of the messages attached. And bear in mind, I just got this a bit ago. I believe he owes me $1,024.69. I did a job with him and never got paid for lost wages. Also damage to my trailer used for 10 months, and he said he would fix it and never did. So the picture that you sent me, Mr. Bone, of this nice looking caravan trailer, is this the trailer at issue?
That is the trailer that I got from Justin, yes.
All right, it looks like a nice trailer. So tell me how you and Justin agreed to you to buy and him to sell this trailer.
I gave you a copy of the messages between us,
Yeah, and hard to discern who's saying what.
but I'm in the blue.
What?
I'm in the blue on the right-hand side.
All right,
He owed me 500 for rims and tires that he got from me, $100 in cash that I let him borrow. And then I told him that was total 600. That way I owed him 300 on his.
all right, where are we starting here? They're upside down, right side up.
Do the top left.
All right, so it starts December 11th, 2023 at 2:02 PM. Hey, that $500 for the rims and the $100 you owe me, just put that toward the trailer. That's 600. That way I owe you 300. Then he's in the black. That works, bud, and we are all set on the trucks for money. Yes. If we have time, I want to try and do a radio on one of them. It doesn't matter. Let me know when you could bring that trailer. I'll order a new set of lights and harnesses. All right, so this sort of starts out in the middle of the story. I don't know what the original purchase price is, but you're saying, hey, 500 for the rims and 100 that you owe me, put that toward the trailer. That's 600. That way I owe you 300, which would seem to indicate the purchase price was $900.
Yes, sir.
Of course, I don't have the earlier messages regarding that. Then he says, that work, bud. All right, then I got to turn the page upside down. I ordered the light harness. I'm gonna let you have that 800, bud. Are you sure? What does that mean?
That's where he was telling me he'd let me have the trailer for 800.
Are you sure? Yes, I am, bud. December 14th. You'll have to let me know if you still want to sell me yours. I ordered lights for it already. I can use it whenever you need it. I have a 20-foot double axle trailer, need new decking and lights for it. So did he buy that?
No, he called it even on the last 200 I owed him for his.
All right, so just call it even on your trailer. I'll put decking and lights on it. How much? I should say the 200 I owe on yours. Yes, I have to bring you the trailer Sunday. I just got junkyard right now that day. I'll get it cleaned off. Okay, do you think you could stop and sign that registration for the trailer before you go? I'll do it Thursday before I leave. I have to pick up the car anyway, just remind me so I don't forget. Just came over and signed the registration. All right, I need to know if I need to buy that trailer back that I sold you. Are you gonna bring mine back? This is October of the following year. You got Mr. Ward offering to buy the trailer back for me that I purchased from him 10 months before. Emailed receipt for trailer harness I ordered. All right. So that's your contention was the purchase price was $900, not $2,500.
Yes, sir.
$600 was tires and rims and something else, which made the price down to $300 left, and you paid him $200. What about the other $100?
That's where he said, I'll sell you it for 800.
Oh,
And then I also included a picture of the 20-foot trailer that he got from me that he sold on Facebook. Well, screenshot of the message.
so you got him a 20-foot trailer and then he sold that.
Yes.
Did you give it to him?
No, we called it even on the last $200 I owed him.
All right,
That was
so
in the text
you gave
messages.
him for exchange for $200 this 20-foot trailer,
It was an old camper frame, a double axle 20-foot camper frame,
and then he sold that on Facebook for how much?
for 200 or 300.
All right, Mr. Ward.
Yeah.
He claims the purchase price, and there does seem to be some phone text messages to confirm it, was $900 rather than $2,500. And he gave you
What?
some tires and rims.
Let me tell you, he's lying about the tires and rims because I paid him for it. And we stopped talking back in November of last year. So those messages from December are lies. Because he blocked me and we haven't talked since.
Well, these messages were a 23.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah. December 11th, 2023. Hey, that's 500 for the rims and 100 that you owe me. Just put that towards the trailer. That's 600. That way I owe you 300. And then you say, that'll work, bud. We are all set on the trucks for money. Yes. Let me know when you could bring the trailer. I'll order a new set of lights and harnesses. Which apparently he did. Then later, you say, I'm gonna let you have it for $800, bud. Are you sure? Yes, I am, bud. So it goes from 900 to 800.
Right.
Okay, and then you guys were going back and forth about one thing or another, then he blocked you from Facebook or text or whatever?
Yeah. And I don't know if Kim gave it to you, but there was something else that I was suing him for. He's got a bunch of my belongings that I need back.
I don't know anything about that. It's not part of this claim.
I thought I put it in there on a white piece of paper.
This was filed March 20th. He owes me last charges just over $2,500 for me wait on get my trailer back. I was gonna to fix the trailer, but he
Yeah,
refused, so I did not damage it. The time I had the trailer, it broke down. Now it won't broke till I got it home. As proof, this is my brother was with me. I'm not sure what that's about.
Well, there was a latch on his gate.
Oh, he got
broken.
$800 to $1,000 of my belongings. And then he tells someone he was gonna shoot me with his gun.
Yeah, so that's why I
Yikes.
haven't been trying to get my stuff, because he threatened me, and so I have not been trying to get it back. I just left it alone.
What kind of stuff is it?
I got a power washer, lawnmower, riding mower, some stuff for my truck, and a bunch of other stuff that plywood I bought for I purchased from my Home Depot card, over $200 worth of plywood.
Well, none of that's listed here. This is all about this trailer. What do you know about this stuff? What lawnmower and a power washer and
There, I included a message of that too. Where he told me I'd have the power washer and the lawnmower. He didn't want it. I mean, he wants it back. He can have it. It's not worth anything to me. It's been sitting in my side yard since he brought my trailer back.
Bet your neighbors love
October
you.
31st.
which trailer did he bring back?
He was using my brand new trailer for 10 months.
And you had this 14-foot trailer.
I have, yes, that one in mine.
These are right side down, upside down. And I can't tell what date these are.
I have this one if you need it.
All right, Mr. Ward, anything else you want to tell me?
Yeah, I want my stuff back in my trailer because I'm not renting no more trailers. I'm $500 in debt renting a trailer, and I do not owe him no money because he ripped me off. And he's lying about the tires and rims because I paid him for that.
All right. Anything further you want to say, Mr. Bone?
No, sir.
All right, well, I'm sorry that this was once a friendship and it has disintegrated now over something like this. But the point of fact is neither one of you has proven your case. Mr. Ward, your case is very poor. You don't have any idea of when it was set for, or there's no receipt, no purchase agreement. It's a trailer that's registered. He's got documentation that seemed to say you agreed upon a $900 sale price and then a $800 price. You sued for $2,500 and then you tell me here the price was $2,000. And first you denied that he paid you any money and then you admit that he paid you $200. So even at most, your claim is $1,800. Then you throw in this other stuff that I couldn't even tell what it is. And now you're telling me it's a lawnmower and a power washer and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I gotta get it back, but I'm not going over there to get it at his house unless police go with me. That's the only way I'm gonna get it.
You live in Colon?
Yes, sir.
So the stuff's in your yard and you just soon get rid of it anyway?
Yep.
It's a lawnmower?
Yeah, it's a
Power washer?
Yes, sir.
And what else?
That's it. The truck parts he says that are at my house, he already got the day that he brought my trailer back. There was a front end suspension kit and wheel bearings.
nope. There's
All
more.
right. All right. Well, here's my ruling. Mr. Ward, you get 0. Mr. Bone, you get 0 for your counterclaim. Nobody owes anybody anything. Either one of you made your claim. And a point of fact, Mr. Bone's facts are better than yours are in this purchase of the trailer. You got a lawnmower and a power washer you want to get back. And he wouldn't mind getting rid of it. He's going to get in trouble with the city for having it sitting out there. Do you have somebody you can send over to his house to get it?
I can find someone to go get it because I'm getting ready to serve a restraining order on him.
Well, for what? He doesn't have any contact with you.
No, but he's been by my house because I've got it on camera.
All right, well, you live in Coldwater and he lives in Colon, so there's no reason for you to. All right. 0 on the claim and 0 on the counterclaim. Someone can come to his house this Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, acceptable?
Yes, sir.
This Saturday at 10 a.m. You can have a third party go to his property and pick up your power washer and lawnmower.
But what about my business sign he's got in the garage? I gotta have that back.
It'll be with it.
And a business sign.
It's a white one.
He has no objection to that.
Yeah, you can have your worthless sign.
All right, I'm gonna do an order to this effect. Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, that would be March 29. All right, Mr. Ward, this is an hour of my life I'm never gonna get back. But I'm sorry that your friendship has come to an end. It's just stuff. Not even that good of stuff. So the claim and counterclaim is 0. I'm looking for the order. And plaintiff will send an agent to defendant's house to recover a lawnmower, power washer, and sign. All right, Mr. Ward, you're good to go. I'll send
Okay.
you that email.
Okay, let's do one more, and then I'll send you all over to Hella for a Coburger stream.
Good afternoon, everyone. Miss Honda, can
Jesus.
you hear me?
I can.
Mr. Yehosa, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
The hell is
This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the court. We have just one landlord case matter set for today. Title of the case is Angela Honda versus James Jehosa. And you said it differently when I talked to you last week. Would you say how you pronounce it?
Jiosa. I thought that was great.
Okay. This is a claim for $800. If I didn't say it, the file is 25247 SC plus costs. Let's give you a little bit of information that you need to know. We're here at small claims court. In small claims court, the claims are limited to $7,000 or less. Neither party is allowed to have an attorney in small claims court. There is no formal record being made of a small claims proceeding. There is no appeal from small claims. Any ruling here is final. We don't strictly follow the rules of evidence or procedure. It's much less formal than a regular court proceeding. But if either party wishes to remove the matter from small claims to the general division of the court, you have to tell me now before we begin. Ms. Honda, do you agree?
I agree, Your Honor.
Mr. Jiosa, you agree?
Yes, Your Honor, I agree.
All right, I'm going to ask you to both please raise your right hand. You both swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
This matter has to do with manufacturing or production of a epoxy tabletop, which was not satisfactory to the plaintiff. The plaintiff sent me dozens of email and text messages, which frankly I couldn't get all the way through. It was sometimes hard to say who was saying what. The bottom line, Mr. Jehosa last week indicated, I acknowledge that I owe this money and I'd like to set up a payment plan. Is that correct, Mr. Jehosa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you put forth kind of an interesting plan. Let's talk about the amount. The amount at issue is $800. The court costs are $66.25 filing fee and $39.86 process server fee for a total of $906.11. Mr. Jehosa, you agree you owe that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, we just had a case last week. Right now, the way your camera is located, I can see you from about the chin down. You're in a car, but the car's not moving. Where you have some
Jeez.
significant
No wonder he kept
financial
his
issues
camera
in a
down.
landlord-tenant case. Nonetheless, in this case, you propose a payment plan where you would, let me look at the
World's worst comb over.
note.
I've got 5 strands of hair left. My precious. Jeez.
You would pay $100 a month for 4 months with a balloon payment of $400 on month 5 for a total of $900. It'll be $906 actually. So can you do that? Can you pay $100 a month? March, April, May, June, July. Well, we're already well into March.
Yes, I will, Your Honor. And I did already send her 100 as well.
All right. Do you agree with that? Ms. Honda?
I'm sorry. He did. He sent me $100 through Venmo Friday after I sent you or emailed the text message to you that he sent.
All right. Is that plan agreeable to you?
So again, that would be $100 per month for what months?
March, April, May, June, and July. Then in August, he would owe $406.11.
Is there a way to get it all at once?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, my plan was to order him to pay $100 a month. So everybody would like their money in one lump sum, but most of the defendants aren't able to pay it. He was here last week on a landlord-tenant case, and he has a substantial financial hardships in another matter. Frankly, I thought his offer was pretty generous. Judge McManus used to divide it by 24, which would be about $50 a month for 2 years. This offer, based on my dealings with him last week, I think are about the best he can do.
Okay, yeah, I agree to that. I do know there is, from what the process server told me, he's either already moved or is planning on moving to Arizona.
Oh, fuck.
So does that cause an issue?
Well, not as long as he makes the payments.
Right. So if he, let's say, missed one or didn't make the payments, what would be the recourse if he's in another state?
I'm not loaning you
It'd be
money,
very
dude.
difficult to try to collect from him.
Oh, look at this guy. He'll pay. He's trustworthy.
Here's what I could do. I can just order that he pay the whole amount. He has 28 days to make the first payment. Then you have to pursue collections, such as garnishing his wages, seizing his bank accounts, seizing property like a car or snowmobile or something. This is small claims court, and so
Snowmobile.
it's less formal than regular court. But the court doesn't just write you a check and then he then pays the court. You have to get the money from the defendant. And very often the defendants don't have any money, which is why they're getting sued in the first place. So your question is a valid one. If he leaves the state, it will be hard to collect from him. But that would be the case either way, whether we agree to this agreement or I simply order a judgment. All right, I'm going to order $100 per month starting March 14th. For March, April, May, June, July, and August. May, June, July, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $406.11 to August 1. One payment has been ready, has been paid. March payment has been made. When do you plan to move?
It's just an opportunity. I have to live with my a relative, so it's nothing permanent at this point. Just something I'm attempting to do, predicated on employment.
All right. Well, as long as you make this payment each month, you're in compliance with this.
I fully intend.
So
to.
let's. All right. I'll sign the order. I'll show it as a consent. You consent to the amount pled for, which is $800, $66.25 in filing fee, $39.86 in service fee. You pay $100 per month for March, April, May, June, and July. I would note March payment has been made. $406.11 due August 1st, which would pay the claim in full. All right, Ms. Honda, you're still at the Easy Street address in Paw Paw?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jehosa, are you still getting your address at Limberlost? If I send the mail there, will you get it?
Not at Limberlost, Your Honor.
What's your mail address?
108 North Andrews, That is in Three Rivers. 49093.
All right, very good. There's no dispute. You accept it. Always did, but didn't pay, so she was compelled to file this suit. This should compel some payment. And if we can get it all paid by August 1st, I would say we're doing pretty well. So I'll have the clerk prepare a cleaned up judgment of the one I just did. Continue to make your payment to her at that address. If you want to pay more, if you get a big tax refund or you sell a car or something, you want to just pay it all off at once, you can do that. Nothing prohibits that, but as long as you pay each month with this agreement, you're in compliance with it. All right, thank you both for being here in a timely manner. You're good to get on about your business. Ms. Honda, so when will you be paying? On like the 14th of each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's what I got here. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that was pretty straightforward. Everybody wants their money now, but sometimes you got to do the best you can. All right, that completes our small claims docket and completes our day, unless they give me something else to do. I had a couple personal protection orders during the breaks.
Okay. All right, that is it, guys. I she didn't even thank the judge. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna redirect y'all over to Hella. She is going in like 5 minutes. Streaming about Brian Koberger. So that should be interesting. I will redirect now and see you guys over there. Toodles.